Hello students, welcome. This video is for Class 6th subject Science, chapter number 12, Electricity and Circuits. It is lecture number 2. Topics to be covered. Here we will be learning number 1 about electricity, then conductors and insulators. After this, electric circuit, and finally some components of electric circuit. So let's start with electricity. What is electricity? Students, electricity is one of the important form of energy. Electricity is used for various purposes like lighting, heating, driving electric equipments, and many more. In our house, we use lot many appliances which work on electricity. The flow of electric energy, or it is also be called as electricity, is called electric current, which is usually measured in amperes, denoted by capital A. The types of materials. Materials are divided into two types based upon their nature. Some are conductors and some are insulators. First of all, let's know about conductors. The materials which allow electricity to pass through them are called conductors. Here in this picture, you can see any metal like copper, aluminium, or steel allows electric current to pass through them. Hence, they all are called conductors. Moving on to insulators. The materials which do not allow electricity to pass through them are called insulators. Here in this diagram, you can see few examples of insulators like plastic, rubber, glass, cloth, and wood. These all materials do not allow electric current to pass through them. Hence, they are used in protective coatings on wires. Let us now look at some of the common household items which are easy to find and check whether they are conductors or insulators. The first is an iron nail. It is a conductor. A wooden pencil, an insulator. A stone, again an insulator. A coin is a conductor. A key, again it's also a conductor. How about a crayon? Yes, it is an insulator. Finally, a plastic comb. Definitely, it's also an insulator. So, with the help of these examples, you can very easily understand the difference between a conductor and an insulator. Now, let us learn about electric circuit. What is an electric circuit? The complete path of wires and electrical components through which electric current flows is called an electric circuit. Basically, it is a closed path in which all the electrical components are attached through wires and electricity or electric current can easily flow through it. In an electric circuit, there is a source of electric current and a switch. Let's look in this diagram. Very easily we can point out that this battery or cell is the source of electric current. This switch allows to close or open the circuit, and the bulb or the light bulb is indicating the electrical appliance. The arrow over here in this diagram represents the direction of flow of electric current. In this diagram, a simple electric circuit is shown. We have here drawn the actual components like bulb, switch and cell. Let us now learn about some components of electric circuit. First component, the switch or key. The switch that we use in a circuit is called the key. It allows the current to flow after the button is pressed. In general, whenever we need to on any of the appliances, we press the switch. It then allows the current to flow and the appliance starts working. Students, switch is an important component of the circuit and is present in all circuits. There are different types of switches with different functions. Let us now look at the two types of switches. One is when the switch is open, hence the current is not flowing in the circuit and it can be called as an incomplete circuit. Whereas when the switch is closed, in this circuit, current flows and this can also be referred as complete circuit. When you press the switch in on position for a bulb, a tube light or a fan, it starts working because now the current is flowing and the circuit is closed. Students, you can check here in these two diagrams. The first one is indicating an open switch. Hence, the bulb is not glowing even if we have a source of energy. Whereas in the second diagram, when the switch is closed, we can see the bulb is working or glowing. Similarly, when the switch is in off position, the circuit is open and no current flows through it. Once again, pay attention at these pictures. In the first picture, the switch is open, hence the bulb is not glowing. Whereas in the second diagram, the switch is closed and we can see the bulb is glowing. When the switch is off, it means that the current is not flowing through this circuit. After learning about switch, let us learn about the second component, a cell. A cell is used as a source of an electric current. It converts the stored chemical energy into electrical energy. Students, the shape of cells can vary as per the purpose. Some of them are cylindrical and some in button shape. The cylindrical cells can be used in remote and some of the other chemical devices, whereas the button cells can be used in calculators, watches, etc. A cell has positive and negative terminals and the wire is attached to it. Let's check in these diagrams. A cell has a positive and a negative terminal. It can also be represented symbolically with two vertical lines, one bigger in length, which is representing the positive terminal, the shorter one representing the negative terminal. We can check here that the positive and negative terminals are attached to wires and then to the electronic device. Now, let us look at some common parts of an electric cell. We already discussed that in a cell there are two terminals, a positive terminal and a negative terminal. Let me also tell you that the top part of a cell is known as metal cap, whereas the bottom part is called as metal disc. Let us now also look what all chemical compounds consist the cell. The anode. Anode is the negative terminal. The anode is made up of zinc inner case, whereas cathode means the positive terminal is made up of graphite rod. Along with it, there is a paste of manganese oxide, ammonium chloride, and carbon which is present inside the cell. These chemicals store chemical energy in them, which is converted into electrical energy. Let's now understand how to connect two cells, as each cell has its own two different terminals. Students, two or three cells are connected by joining the positive terminal of the first cell with the negative terminal of the next cell. In the diagram, you can check that the two cells are connected by a connecting wire. The important thing to note here is that the positive terminal of one cell is connected with the negative terminal of the another. If we can invert the first cell, then this arrangement is very common, which we see in our TV remotes, AC remotes, etc. Cell, as we just discussed, is a source of energy. In the same way, the third component, that is battery, is also a source of energy in an electric circuit. Battery is a combination of two or more than two cells which are joined together. As there are two terminals in a cell, same way two terminals are there in the battery. We just read that it is a combination of two or more cells. Hence, the symbol will also have combination of cells to represent the symbol of battery. Here, in this battery, the broader top is the positive terminal and the narrow top is the negative terminal. In a battery, both the terminals appear on the same side. The fourth component is conducting wires. A wire made up of a conducting material is required in the circuit. It is joined for the flow of current in the circuit. It passes current very easily from one part of a circuit to another. You all must have seen these electrical wires. Component 5. Devices or appliances. The appliance or a device which needs the electric current is also attached to the circuit. It could be a bulb or a motor or a heater. In the diagrams below, you can see some of the common household appliances. The next important component of the electrical circuit is ammeter. An ammeter is attached to the electric circuit to measure the amount of current flowing in the circuit. Let us now have a look at some of the homework questions. These questions are based on lecture number 3, which we just discussed. Starting with fill in the blanks. Number 1. The materials through which electric current can pass are called dash. Number 2. Dash is the source of energy in an electric circuit. Moving on to multiple choice questions. Question number 3. The device which measures the amount of current flowing in the circuit is option A, switch, option B, voltmeter, option C, ammeter, option D, battery. Question number 4. The unit to measure electric current is option A, joules, option B, kilogram, option C, ampere, option D, Newton. Students, be careful while choosing the most appropriate option. That's all for this video lecture. Thank you.